Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review is Hitman 2, which is the very recent sequel to the 2016 Hitman game. What is Hitman 2? Well, for those who've never played a Hitman game, you play as a bald man called Agent 47. He is an assassin. He wears a suit, a red tie. He has a kind of a contact who provides him with missions. He goes to locations in far-flung reaches of the world and he kills people in many different ways depending on how you want to play the game. So you're an assassin. There is a plot to the game which is kind of like about the origins of Agent 47, where he came from, and that's something that they explore in this game. The game was developed by IO Interactive, who have been involved in the Hitman series for quite some time, and they produced the 2016 version and they followed it up here with another installment. So as I said, the game is about Agent 47, who is an assassin, and his past is kind of something that's always touched upon in the games, but they've never truly spelt out everything to do with how he became an assassin. So this game deals with that. It tries to uncover some of his roots. So as you play, the cutscenes in between the contracts will give you a kind of an understanding of the origins and different elements that you may not have known. So that in itself is quite interesting. As the story unfolds, you are doing contracts around the world. So you're doing contracts in a beach area in New Zealand. You're doing one at a kind of a Formula One style race in Miami, which is amazing. Santa Fortuna, which is in Colombia in the rainforests. My personal favourite is Mumbai, which is the level in India, which is absolutely terrific. Whittleton Creek in the States, and the Isle of Skye, which is like a North Atlantic small island. The locations are all very interesting. There are locations in New York, Siberia, China, and another island in the Maldives, but they are available through the DLC. I haven't tried those yet. So there are 4 additional locations that they're adding. But it's definitely a varied game world. There's lots of different places. They're all different and they all require a different strategy and approach. So the game world is quite varied and diverse, and the levels are large. Some feel larger than they actually are, which is a very good kind of example of how they've constructed them intelligently. The genre is kind of its own genre almost. It's a stealthy assassin game. So it is similar to games like Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed, in that the objective is not to go in and shoot everyone and make lots of noise. The objective is you have a target, you go into a level, you do reconnaissance, you walk around, observe, see what's on offer, see what you can use to your disposal, and then you take your target out when you feel like you've got the plan sorted. That's the style, but all best laid plans sometimes go to shit, and a level that you've been working really hard on to not get noticed suddenly can turn into like a Rambo movie. But at least it doesn't end the level there. At least it lets you do that. It's kind of fun to just see how that descends into utter madness. The enemies in the game, like all of the people you're assassinating, are kind of high-powered people who are kind of corrupt. Yeah, they're not like, Joe Bloggs on the street who works in the supermarket. They're kind of like big elite people, like rich people, or they're people with a lot of power, like Illuminati, people in these kind of large social groups that control society, or people who've done horrendous crimes but got away with it. So you do feel like the people you're taking out are maybe deserving of it, but it's not your job to judge. You're a hitman, you get paid a fee, and they say do this to this person, so you do it. So you're just a mercenary in the end, and it's just how you decide to do that. But the enemies, there's a lot of army and bodyguards and military, and every target you take in, there's security to deal with, and if you don't deal with them correctly, they will come and try and shoot you. So things can get tough when it breaks down, but it's kind of the same as all the other Hitman games. If you keep it quiet and keep it clever, you can get through without being spotted, but it can get increasingly difficult in some of the later missions. I mean, overall, it's an enjoyable game to play. The feeling is very much like a voyeuristic one. You kind of start out as an observer of the world, and then you kind of get involved, knock people out, steal their outfits, get access to new locations, It's like a domino effect where the deeper you go, the more you understand and the more you can kind of do. Obviously this is a sequel to the 2016 version, so that was only a few years ago, so what's changed? Well, first and foremost, the graphics have definitely improved. What are the new features? Well, there's a picture-in-picture mode now, so when you assassinate someone, and let's say you just leave their body, when it gets found, a picture-in-picture appears at the top left of the screen, so it signifies someone has seen the body. So the alarm is going to go off, or things are going to start to get a little bit more interesting. That's a nice feature. They've brought the briefcase back. If you own Hitman 1, you get the special bonus of having the briefcase. For those who don't know what the briefcase is, it's just another thing you can carry into the level, and you can conceal another weapon in there or another device, and you can throw the briefcase. So you could find a location you want to get to, chuck the briefcase over the wall, get in by other means, and then go into the back garden, pick up the briefcase, take the gun out, and then, you know, like, because sometimes you'll get frisked by security, so you don't want to have a gun on you. So the briefcase gives a nice extra feature. There's a new mode called Sniper Mode, which I'm sure you can figure out what that is. It's a different kind of mode to normal Hitman. It's basically you sitting on a high perch, and you can't move. All you can do is look through the sniper, and you have targets to kill in a time limit. It's quite tricky, but like there's one where it's a big wedding at a big building and you have to kill 3 targets but not raise the alarm. So it's kind of a waiting game. It's like, I think you've got 15 minutes to kill them all before they all leave. So that's very interesting, and I do like sniper missions, so that one I enjoyed. There's a new competitive game mode called Ghost Mode, which is an online mode where you can play against other people. You do the same mission and you have random targets in the map, and you have to compete to do them quickly or do them without being seen. You can't actually shoot the other person, but you can kind of see where they are, and it's like a race against time. It's quite interesting, and like, it's not my favorite mode, but it's nice that they've added another multiplayer mode. Sniper mode that I mentioned is also multiplayer. You can do that with 2 people online, so that's quite cool. The other new feature, it's really not a feature, it's called the Legacy Edition. So if you own Hitman 1 and you buy Hitman 2, you can download new versions of the locations from Hitman 1, so like Sapienza, Marrakesh, etc. So what it means is once they're all downloaded, you can play Hitman 1 within Hitman 2, so you don't have to load up 2 different games. Hitman 2 basically becomes all of those levels, and you can use all the new gameplay mechanics. The graphics are upgraded, you can use the briefcase, you can do all new things in the old locations. So it's a great addition because it keeps all of the old content, it doesn't throw it away. I like that. I think that's the way forward for the game. So graphics, the Legacy Pack upgrades the graphics for Hitman 1 locations, but in general for Hitman 2, the game definitely does look like a better game. It has a smoother finish. The lighting effects seem much more vibrant. The graphics just in general, definitely it's an improvement. The faces are still a little bit rubbish. I think the facial animations could be a much more detailed thing, but they can't do everything, but I think graphically the game has improved. The animation of the characters is the same as it was. It's solid, it's believable, it doesn't look weird. The ragdoll effects are quite funny at times. The environmental design graphically, really clever, especially the Mumbai level. Like all of the levels have a limited space you can go around in. They all have a wall around the level, but like the way they've done Mumbai feels like an enormous open world. It feels like a Grand Theft Auto city. Even though it's a limited place in terms of where you can go, it doesn't feel like that. It feels huge, and that is that is an immediate classic, probably my favorite level in any game. Yeah, the lighting effects, the lighting, like in the Colombian level, the weather changes during the level, as in the clouds cover the sun and then the sun comes out, and that's nice. It's a nice touch. It's just little things that help you feel a little bit more immersed. Again, there's no camera mode, which I'm slightly disappointed with, because it's definitely a very picturesque game world, and I would love to have taken some really interesting proper photos while playing, but I guess it's not really a priority for them, but hopefully one day they'll put one in there. So the music of the game, it's again pretty classic to the Hitman series. It has the kind of orchestral stuff when things are going crazy, very sort of dramatic, film-like music. some of the ambient music for some of the levels, like Columbia and, you know, the other levels. There's background music score that it's more subtle in this one. I think the music has improved just a touch. The sound effects all sound pretty good, maybe a little bit. I think the guns have improved, but some of the sound effects could be a bit more sort of punchy. Voice acting in the cutscenes is good. Maybe some of the characters sound a bit like a cartoon, but I think the moments when you're overhearing conversations in the level, I think the quality of the scripting and the voice acting on those has improved, because in the last game it was a bit like a cartoon. This time it feels like they've understated it a bit and it feels more realistic. And yeah, the ambience of the levels, the kind of sound of the forests or the sound of the jungle and stuff. So the sounds improved, I'd say. So overall, what are the pros and cons? What's good? It's great if you like stealthy assassinations, if you like doing reconnaissance, going into a location, exploring it, eavesdropping on conversations, breaking into different areas, finding solutions to problems, finding out different ways of trying to assassinate people. That's good. Good music, graphics have improved. The legacy element makes Hitman 2 become Hitman 1 and 2 in the same game, so you can play everything all in one. The cutscene stories feel like they're slightly better in this one. It feels like it's much more impactful and important. The first game, it didn't really feel like it really mattered. This time it feels a little bit more resonance. What's bad about the game? I think the only thing that I question is the AI. I think when, like in particular, when you massacre loads of people and then you hide in a basket, the security will come, have a look around, and then they'll put the bodies in bags and they'll drag them to a neutral room. And then, you know, a couple minutes pass and everyone's just like chilled. Everyone's like, oh, that was fun. Like no one really seems to remember that everyone died. So what is the verdict? What do I think? I think if you like the Hitman series, this is probably the best one in the series since Hitman Contracts came out way back when on the PlayStation 2. The game levels feels like some of the best game level designs in Hitman for a long time, in particular Mumbai. Immediate classic, because all the contracts are so different and they require you to have a different approach. Should you buy this game? If you like stealthy assassination kind of type games, if you like to be a hitman secretly, but you know, you don't want to obviously murder anyone in real life, this is a perfect game for you because you can get away with it and the police aren't going to come and arrest you. So if you want to live a double life as Agent 47, this is a great game. It won't be for everyone. If you like action heavy games, probably not for you because it's more cerebral. It's more about being stealthy, being vigilant, looking at the big picture and thinking, how can I do this without getting spotted, and then executing the plan effectively. That's the game. So if you enjoy that, then you should get this game because you'll have a good time. So what is my score? Well, I think I gave the previous game 7 out of 10 because I felt it was good and it was solid, but it kind of lacked some of the, I don't know, something wasn't there. This game, has it improved? So it's going to get more than 7 out of 10. It's definitely improved. It's added new game modes, graphics are improved, new functionality. The level design is much better. I really thoroughly enjoyed every level. I'm looking forward to trying the DLC as well. So I think it's a much better game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I would give this an 8 out of 10. If you like Hitman, this is probably the best one in a long time. So get it, try the levels out, try the main story, try the escalation contracts, and really just have a good old go of it because it's great fun and lots to do, lots of improvisation and lots of choices of how you want to go about it. Well, that was Hitman 2. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, click on the bell if you enjoyed the review. I hope it's been informative. I hope it's kind of laid out what the game is like and whether you should buy it. Have a good day, everyone. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.